October 14th, 4 years ago. Everywhere else in the world, they knew something had happened. But we didn't. And everyone asked the same question. Is everyone okay? Is everyone still here?
Yes.
And we were.
If he knew about his sister.
Michael is asked to say a few words.
My mom tells a story. A lot of you have probably heard it. She says that there was water trickling down the stairs in our house. She opened the door and she swears a wave washed past her.
She told that story in the beginning.
And there were me and Evie, 5 years old in an overflowing tub. My mom says she asked Evie why she did it. And my sister said, I just wanted to see what would happen. But she laughed to protect you, Mom. Because it's not the truth.
She wanted to die? At 5 years old?
I'm the one who turned the water on. Evie was crying so loud and she didn't want you to hear it. She was crying because we didn't know why our father was gone or why he did what he did. But she was crying so loud. So I turned the water on and I drowned her out. Until she could pretend she was okay.
What? My God.
Nobody disappeared from here on October 14th, 4 years ago. We are the 9,261. We are not spared.
Holy shit!
Okay. I did not expect that.
Man, she's taking news after news. Holy shit! Oh, this family's fucked up. And don't stop a mama from going to her daughter. She doesn't want to look her in her eyes. In her head, she has something to do. Like, she has a job. She has to cast off anything, any family, any loved ones.
Maybe?
Move back now. Everybody move back now. Everybody area. Back up. Ma'am, back up. Put the camera down. Back, sir. Let me just step back. Step back. Back up. Back up. Erica! Everybody back up. Get off the bridge! Erica!
Maybe just gonna put myself up. Because if that's what it is, I'm not leaving this bridge, Evangeline. I'm not. You're just gonna have to blow me up too.
It's affecting her. You see it's affecting her, but...
It's empty! It's empty!
Yeah, they were hiding there. But... they're just crossing. And that's like everyone.
Okay, Ranger, hold that gate. Pull back! Too many of them! Let it go! Let it go!
Why are you doing this? I don't understand.
I think it's almost saying like she was pretending to be okay all this time and she's done pretending because no one truly is okay, and her mom understands because she was pretending to be fine with her husband for so many years.
Okay, my car's over there.
Well, no explosive, but that mob is just as effective, I guess.
They just opened the way. The story about the explosives was so people would stand clear of the bridge, so no one would be there to stop them. To rally the people.
Everybody went. And Kevin is still...
I mean, they were
really
standing
bad.
there. They were there in order to cross. Yeah, he's still like...
He went back.
That fucking... hotel, you...
You're kidding me? Don't tell me that he went back! No! Oh.
So he died again. Can someone bring him back this time? No! And that music is gonna start.
Oh my god.
Motherfucker!
Oh my gosh.
Who's next? Who wants to sing a song? Who wants to spin the wheel? An officer of the law, will you regale us with a tune, officer?
Oh!
No.
I didn't recognize
I
him.
want you.
All right, darling, come on up. What is this? It's all right, till I know you, mate.
Oh, you might not have to come back.
He was right there.
Noose around my neck. Oh, sure. I remember. Uniform threw me off. If you want to get out of here, all you have to do is sing.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Go sing us a song.
Anybody?
I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket to my destination.
It's a song that fits really well with him, though.
Every day's an endless stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories. And every stranger's face I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Tonight I'll sing my songs again. I'll play the game and pretend.
Oh.
He had it all and he
Though my words
messed
come
up.
back to me in shades of mediocrity, like emptiness in harmony. I need someone to comfort me.
He never really appreciated everything he had. Never. Even before, like, the event.
Yeah.
There you go.
Worked!
Sing!
Sing yourself back to life. But is it still hurt though? Oh my gosh.
Of all the people. Oh shit. Dude. You did this to me. Help me out.
Assume your responsibility, please. Save him.
Let me see.
I mean, he didn't lie about his girl. Ooh.
Went right through me. I don't understand what's happening. Me neither.
It's normal to not understand something. At least Kevin doesn't hold it against him.
The guy was freaked. I don't think he's in any state to hold it against him.
Oh my god, he's gonna freak out.
Sure hope they're okay. Alright. Everyone's there? Okay.
Okay.
Tommy and Nora? Came back to his family. Holy shit. Oh. I feel like this entire season was about Kevin understanding that he felt so bad about himself. He felt so bad about how he was and, in his head and stuff. Like, he felt bad about what he did, about what he had. He never truly understood that he had it all from the beginning. A family that loved him. That's all you need. People that care about you. He cared about them as well. It's just that I think he needed to realize that that was all he needed. He didn't need anything else. Like, even before the event, he felt like there was something missing in his life, and he was not happy with his wife and his kids. He felt like he did not measure up with Tommy as his dad.
Even with his job.
Yeah.
Technically.
Then after that, he lost everything in season 1, and he started to build it back up. Beginning season 2, end of season 1, and he did not let it be enough for him. And now I feel like he finally understands that that's all he needs. His family near him. That's it. He's got loved ones, and that's enough. Especially in a world where people suffer from this loss that happened. No one can explain what went on.
Yeah.
Some people would say, like, when Meg went to, what's his name? Isaac? The guy who can read the palm print.
Isaac?
Yeah, when she went to him and he was basically saying, your grief, you lost your mom, and the day after everyone lost someone. And so your grief became not important.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not because you are not part of this group of victims that your grief does not matter. So, people were saying to Megan, like, you know where she is, you know what happened to her, and I'm like, so what? She still lost someone she cared about. Grief is it's such a huge thing, and no one lives grief the same way. So, I think that's kind of what went on here, like, for them in this town, basically saying that, hey, no one disappeared here, so we're all okay, like, we were spared, so we're all in good shape and stuff. It's like saying that everyone in this town cannot be allowed to grieve, cannot be allowed to suffer.
Yeah, but like Michael said, there lost people before the event and after the event, so the town is not spared.
Exactly, and I feel like that's
just a pretext.
That's kind of what the girls tried to do here at the end when the mom was saying, like, I don't understand why you did this, and she's like, no, you understand. I feel like it's saying that you understand because you know what it is to pretend. You've been living in this house, and we know that it was not okay. Like, they've been living with them, so they understand pretty much how their parents felt with one another. Yeah. And it was not. Sometimes it's hard to tell if she's happy or not. But as their kids, I would assume that they would understand a bit more than us how their parents feel. So they might have noticed that she was not happy with her husband. She was not happy with the situation. And so she's like, you know what it is to pretend to be okay when you clearly are not. And she's saying, we are done pretending. This town is a lie. It's a place where people go to pretend. And I'm done with all this bullshit. So we're crossing that bridge. and we're making it a part of the rest of the world. Right now, you are not Miracle. You're just one other town where people can just go crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes I would say that living your grief is better than pretend that you don't grieve at all. Because otherwise you're going to live with that suffering and it's never going to heal. Just like it was interesting when Nora was with the baby and she was hearing stuff on the radio. And he was like, the guy talking about his wife and stuff was saying, I told my wife, let's make another baby and let's move on. And it's almost like the way they were talking about this, it's almost like they were saying, Nora did the same, like she found another baby, so she tried to move on by saying like, oh well, now I have another kid to take care of, so I can forget about like what happened before. And she had these problems, but she desperately tried to pretend that everything was going to be okay, which it's alright to think that everything is going to be okay, but you need to face your problems head on.
Yeah.
You cannot ignore them because it's just going to get worse. And obviously, like she had issues. She freaks out every time there's a possibility that someone she loves disappears. I mean, it's PTSD. It's
like
fear. It's okay.
When a couple who got issues try to say, "Oh, we're gonna have a kid, and the kid gonna solve all of her issues. It's gonna become a family."
No,
it doesn't. It's just gonna bring just more problem because the issue itself is not solved. And I got a question for you though, because you were kind of a bit confused when Kevin said that the grandfather told the story about what he did to the father.
It's just because of the reaction that he did.
I think that he did something to Michael.
I thought that it might have been like the things the grandpa did, which we totally know what he did. Like, he was called a pervert and stuff for a reason. So, I mean, obviously our first thought was that he did stuff to the dad.
Yeah.
And that's why he shot him. But there's a possibility. I mean, the dad reacted saying, like, he never did anything to me. And then he was like, there's no way Michael would go to his grandfather. And I'm like, maybe that's with Michael he did stuff. But then we could also interpret his reaction as, oh shit, he knows the truth, so I'm going to be defensive. So no way he did anything to me.
I think it might be more... what can I say?
What?
Reasonable to assume that the grandfather might have done something to his grandchildren when he was at a young age, because he was 5 years old when he said that his father went to prison.
He was a baby.
Yeah. So he might have forget what happened.
Yeah, he did not understand what was going on.
And that could explain also why the mother is so strict about why she doesn't want her kid to go to see her father.
True, but then I would assume
because when exactly would he have done something to the father? That would be when he was a kid.
Yeah, but they grew up in the same town. It could have been a long time coming, especially if he was friends with his daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying that it's a possibility that it was not the dad, but the son. So, I was just throwing it out there.
You heard the family. That's enough.
Yeah, obviously he did something like that to one of them. So, it was enough to let the dad to shoot him in the dick. So, there you go.
Yeah, not just in the dicks, but yeah.
I feel like Kevin facing his demons a second time here. Patty was one problem he needed to deal with, but I'm going back to my first train of thought here, saying that his demon was not Patty only. It was himself and his own desire to just get away, I feel like. And he had to realize that he was the one pushing himself down. He was the one stopping himself from being happy.
When he was singing that song, I had a thought that when you connect to a song, sometimes that song makes you feel emotion that you're not expect to feel. And like you said, he needed to connect with himself to understand that a huge part of his problem was coming from him, not from everyone else.
And I mean, speaking of problems and family stuff, how crazy is it to hear that Michael kind of tried to drown his sister? He was 5 years old, so I mean, at that age, it's not creepy, it's just really, really sad. But I mean, the kid just was so tired of hearing his sister cry that he tried to pretend that she was okay by drowning her. Holy shit.
We heard worse. Sometimes parents gonna do crazy stuff because they're done hearing their child screaming and crying.
It all goes down to pretend once again. Like, this town was all about lying to yourself, telling yourself that you're okay, that everything's gonna be fine. And it's not helping when everyone around you is saying that, oh, but you have to be fine. Like, you can't have problems because we're the town that was spared. So I'm like, why are you here? They're talking to Meg at the end, like, why are you in this town? And she starts singing the song that basically spread the lie. Oh, everyone is crying, everyone needs help, everyone is like very affected by what happened, but we are okay. So she's like, bullshit. She went to this town before in order to mend her problems, heal herself, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So I mean, she's been trying to destroy that lie ever since. I'm glad that Tommy came true at the end.
Well, she said family is all that matters to me. And he believed her. We were so caught up in our lies about the explosive. We believe her so because anything could happen with Megan. And it wouldn't be far-fetched for her to really put explosive. But it's true that the GR never really did something that harsh. If you remember in season 1, they did put like mannequins of the people who disappeared, and the other citizen of the town burned them down and beat the GR up.
Basically, what the GR does is allowing people to express their grief and their anger, because their whole goal is to never let anyone forget about what happened. So when someone pretends to be happy and okay, it goes against what the GR tries to do. So they're just opening the door to let people go crazy, do whatever they want, as long as they're remembering that happened and they survived this. And yeah, now they have to live with the consequences.
You can say that basically when a person is hurting that much, you kind of went numb to your own pain, so you kind of forget about it. And they want to just put a
Band-Aid.
No, not a band-aid, but they just want to put a flat hot iron on the wound to just make them remember that pain.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad though that she did not blow up anything. It was dramatic and it was scary, but like you said, she's not helping her case. Like, Megan has always been a bit...
But I think that it kind of is a bit more effective that the mob, technically took down the bridge.
They followed her lead and they just crossed. Which they could have done. They could have done several times, but it felt like... maybe it felt like they were not allowed. Like, this place was better than everyone else, and they had to be a special type of people in order to be allowed to... in this miracle town that does not, hurt anyone.
Who are there to forbid us to live in that town?
Yeah, there's that. But at the end of the day, this town was not any better than any other place. Like, this town was not special.
I'm like,
alright.
I wonder what season 3 is gonna come up with.
I have no idea.
Seriously.
Like, that's the thing with Leftovers. I feel like every season can stand on its own without a follow-through or follow-up to the story. But then they're gonna find something. I mean, this season couldn't have existed if it was not for the new people that got introduced. Friendly neighbors, family.
True.
So... I'm interested. I mean, the baby is still not born, and we need to deal with...
and Murray woke up!
Yes,
I'm so
there's
happy.
that too. But yeah, baby is not born yet, and family's together, but it doesn't mean that everyone is healed. Tommy still has issues. The dad needs to explain why he's full of blood.
And bullet holes.
Yeah. Nora still needs to face her problems. Like, she's not completely healed. Jill seems to be a pretty okay this season.
Our issue mostly with our mom. She dealt with her issue with her dad in the first season.
Yeah.
Now she needs to deal with her mom.
And a friendly neighbor just needs to start healing slowly because damn, they are broken. Now that the daughter's back, they need to talk and they need to tell the truth a little bit. Start talking.
Yeah.
The dad might be more open to listening now that he's seen Kevin come back from the dead, so... He needs to stop...
He came back from the dead twice.
He totally needs to stop focusing and obsessing over stuff he cannot have any control over. That's his whole problem. Like he hates not being in control. So he needs to let go a little bit and try to understand other people's point of view.
Yep.
Yep. All right, we're gonna jump to this. Like, we were supposed to take 1 week off after this, but because of recent problems and stuff, we're just not gonna do that. We want to go back on schedule as fast as possible, so we're gonna work on the next few episodes for season 3 pretty soon. And next week on YouTube, you'll get to see the first episode of season 3, the last one.
Yeah.
Yes, and if you want to see it right now, we'll have it up on Patreon very soon, so check that out. The link would be in the description.
Yep, so see you soon, guys.
Bye.